I'm in the right place at the right time. I am just where I'm supposed to be. Oh, my soul is welcome here. Oh, my soul is welcome here.
Let's begin with a moment of meditation. So gently closing the body eyes. Take a few deep breaths, centering yourself in your beautiful body, in this moment in space and time. Opening your ears to hear the message that is meant for you. Opening your heart to receive what you need for your journey. And saying yes. Great, thank you. So when Natalie reached out to me and invited me to speak, I was thrilled and nervous to talk about this topic because in my own life, I've been going through a period of deep release, deep surrender, deep letting go. And I thought, okay, universe, as always, when you've given me an assignment of a specific theme or topic to talk about, I know it's a big kick in the butt to get my own healing journey more on track. So I've been sitting with this theme and watching the lives of people around me as they've gone through releasing lately. And even the season that we're in, I love that we just felt the wind and how that helps us release, because the leaves on the trees need that gust of wind to shake them loose. So right here at the beginning of this moment together, I invite you to allow yourself to naturally think of what it is in your life that you're ready to release. It could be a relationship. It could be a limiting belief. It could be a place or a thing. So just even if you need to close your eyes and just get a clear intention, a clear picture of that person, place, thing, idea, whatever it may be. And allow yourself to feel the fear that comes up when you think of that. Feel where that fear is located. For me, it's right in my heart. Maybe for you it's different. Maybe it's somewhere in your body. Maybe it's in your head or your arms or some other place in your body. But just see if you can locate in your body, where does that fear reside right now? So what I have discovered is that we have this feeling often that the fear that comes with knowing that we're ready, we want to release something, we know it's time, we judge that fear. It's oh, it shouldn't be there. Because my logical mind knows, and my heart knows, my spirit knows, all the parts of me, my intuitive self knows, deep down in my gut, that it's time to let something or someone go. And yet there's this fear. So it seems almost like the universe made a mistake. Why do I feel the pull, the intuition to release something, and yet there's this huge wave of fear? Or maybe it's just little, but it's fear of some extent that is residing in me. That's weird. And I don't like it. So we judge that fear, and we get down on ourselves for having it. But what if that fear was just pointing us towards our highest good? What if that fear was like a mountain? And if we think of like a mountain climber, they get a rush from studying geography and traveling to the place that's the next biggest challenge. It's like, oh, I did that one. That was pretty awesome. But I'm going to do this other one that's even 10 miles higher and steeper and full of ice. And I don't know if you've ever seen that documentary, Free Solo. Has anyone seen that? Yeah. So it's about this guy who does mountain climbing without any ropes or any like gear, and he just goes up like with just his body. I mean, and in the documentary, it was pretty funny and amazing because he climbed the top of this very high mountain that was covered in ice. I mean, it scared me just watching I was like gonna puke. I was like, and he gets to the top, and it had been like about a year maybe of training and preparation and internal emotional struggle and all. And he even like got injured at one point, and his ankle got twisted. He finally got to the summit. And you know what he said? I'm really excited about my next climb. He was already thinking about the next mountain. He rested in the joy for about 10 seconds. And then he was like, okay, like what's next? So he was already prepping for the next big adventure, which was going to be even harder than that one, which I thought was funny. So if we conceive of our life as like this incremental challenges, this path of challenges that in some ways seem to get harder, but also easier in a way. It seems to get harder because the stakes are raised, because our consciousness is raised. So we know a lot now, and we know that we can't give up on ourselves. We know that even if we take 10 minutes out of our day to be in victimhood, to be in shame, to be in fear, that 10 minutes is going to literally feel like an eternity. Whereas maybe a few years ago, it'd be like you could be stuck in that vibe for days or weeks or months, you know? Yeah. So it's like, that's why the stakes seem higher, because we're like, we know exactly what we're supposed to do. Like, we know. We know. So, and here, you know, I mentioned maybe what you're ready to release today is an addiction, an addictive habit. A relationship can sometimes be an addiction. A substance, a mindset, a person, a place. So we know we're ready to move beyond. The stakes are higher, but yet it's also easier in the sense of we know what we know. So we have that internal guidance system now that literally, like, every step of the way, we're guided. And we can listen to it or not, but it's there, and all it is like 2 breaths away every time. Just getting quiet within ourselves. So for me, Spirit kicked my butt recently pretty intensely. I had gotten to what you would call a spiritual plateau. And Spirit said, you're still wasting a lot of your life in escapist sort of tendencies. Things that are not fully investing in my spiritual well-being. So for me, it just happens to be my guilty pleasure was like kind of if I was having a bit of a rough day, at the end of the day, I would put on a film. Now I understand on the level of addiction, you know, you'd be like, really, Anya? But to me, for my journey, like that's where I'm at. after I watch a film, most of the time, my spirit is dragged down because there's a lot of conditioning and a lot of messages in most, like 99.9% of films that just infiltrate my consciousness and bring me down. So for my journey, spirit was like, you got to stop that. You got to use your evenings, every evening, to meditate. You can't get lazy about this anymore. So spirit has been guiding me to really just, either I'm meeting with seekers, I'm writing, or I'm meditating, and I'm really not doing anything else. Not to say I'll never watch another film again. I probably will watch the Terrence Malick film coming out about Jesus, which probably will be out in a few months. But all his films are like coming to unity on Sunday. It's just 100% spiritual. But I had to release films from my life because it was an intake of stuff, energy that was not helping me. And it was challenging, but also I feel the freedom now, like in this strange way, by bypassing my negative emotions and kind of using films to numb myself. I was stuck in this plateau. And now I have released that from my life, gotten out of the habit of watching films again, and now it's like exponentially amazing that I feel like I have more hours in every day. It's strange. Even though I'm committed to doing more spiritual practices every day, I feel like I have endless time. So meditation really opens the gates to this feeling of like timelessness. So as you contemplate what you're ready to release from your daily life, from your consciousness, as you think about what that is, I want to invite you to just get a preview of what that feeling of freedom will feel like for you. Imagine right now, and you can close your eyes if you'd like. Imagine yourself a few weeks from now or a few months from now, and the worst is over in terms of the feelings of fear that come up, and you face those fears head on, and you have gotten to the sweet spot of it has been released. That thing, person, place, whatever it is for you. And you feel inside of your body this sense of lightness and extra space. Because the thing that you were holding on to actually was taking up space. And now it's gone. In the affirmations that we were reading earlier, it said, release is like a vacuum, I think it said. There is this vacuum inside of you now with endless potential, endless possibility, and a higher vibration. And where, just tuning into, in this vision that you're having now, where in your body do you feel this lightness? And ask yourself, am I worthy to receive this feeling of freedom? And if I'm not quite ready yet, why? Is there a belief that I have stored inside of me that says that I am not worthy of receiving this freedom? And where did that message come from? Are you ready to step into that worthiness, that power? And here's the truth. It's sort of ironic or paradoxical. Once we release that thing, person, place, addiction, we get past the fear of it, and we start to flourish in our new chapter. Ironically, we realize that that thing, person, addiction, whatever it may be that we let go of is still very much present. Because we're all one. So every thought, every person, every place, every object exists through all time and space. So for example, if you're letting go of, let's say, a toxic relationship, and you're like, oh, but I really care about them on some level, right? I mean, even in the worst, most awful relationships, there is always a kernel of love. So in that relationship, you'd think, I really want to make sure they're okay. I want to check in on them. I want to make sure they're doing all right in life, because I really do care. Even if I'm like had it up to here with them, like I really care. There's a part of me that loves. Once we release that toxic relationship from our life, we face that fear, then we come into this open space, then we realize actually that that person is symbolic of something that always exists within inside of ourselves. There's a phrase I like to use, the beloved is within me. If I start to feel like I'm giving away my power to someone in the external realm, a spiritual teacher, or a friend, or a lover, or anything, I have to call my energy back and say, no. Like, this external person or place or object is beautiful, and I'm so grateful for it, but I do like an inhalation. I'll go, okay, let's get back on track, Anya. And I inhale into my heart, and then I just remind myself, the beloved is within me. The beloved is within me. So that means that even if someone that I really love dies, for example, passes away to the next life, they're always in me because I am the universe. And we co-created this magical thing where this person existed and we loved, and then their form disappeared. And then it became, the beloved is within me. I was speaking with a friend recently whose last year she had a miscarriage. And she went through so much grief. Oh my goodness. Like, whew. And she's come to this beautiful place now where she released the attachment that she had to the form of that child as like a physical entity that was here on earth for a while inside of her belly. She has released, and now she communes with the spirit of that child just in spirit. Like, just, she telepathically has conversations with this, and she feels that this being is now her spirit guide that is with her all the time, like her angel, basically. But she had to go through the release of letting go of the physical form of that person. And it was so freaking hard, but she did it. Now she's in this blessed space of openness. So we can go through the worst, most horrifying, most terrible, trying, difficult releases, and we can step through on the other side. So whatever it is that you're wanting to release, whether big or small today, I invite you to take that plunge. To take that plunge and to know that you'll be guided and supported. And there may be moments when you freak out a little bit and, cry or feel like, some low emotions, and that's fine. That's fine if you feel that. But I trust that Spirit is guiding us all to release those things that no longer serve us, to become the highest manifestation in form of love. And when we love, there's nothing to fear. Thank you.
I'm in the right place at the right time. I am just where I'm supposed to be.